Alright, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and this past Sunday marked the 10th anniversary for the Xbox 360, November 22nd, 2015, and I thought that the best way to celebrate would be to have a full Xbox 360 collection video. I've never done a collection video before, so bear with me. I'm just going to go through all the games here, give you my thoughts and impressions on them. I haven't played them all, because sometimes if I see a game for really cheap, I'll generally pick it up, especially if it's still sealed, because if I know that I'm going to want to play it in the future, I'd rather pick it up now knowing that it's like brand new and cheap, rather than paying for a brand new copy later on down the road for the inflated eBay prices, or even still paying, you know, a good amount for a used copy. So I haven't played everything, and the Xbox 360 was my console of preference last generation, so I have about 60 or 70 games here. I still want about 100 more. I write down basically lists of games that I want, so I know that there's at least 100 more. And most of my multi-platforms were on here. Some I did pick up on the PS3 more so, like the fighting games. I just generally felt that I liked the D-pad more on that system. I rarely ever use the D-pad on the Xbox 360. But I've always generally enjoyed the Xbox consoles because the controller, and a lot of my friends ended up usually going with the Xbox consoles instead of the PlayStation. So I ended up getting it. It's a 9-year anniversary for me because I picked up my first Xbox 360 the Christmas of 2006. I ended up getting Gears of War, and then there was 2 other games that I no longer have, which is the Ghost Recon that was out at the time, and Rainbow Six Vegas, I believe it was. So it was a really cool package, and I've just enjoyed the Xbox 360 so much. It might be one of my one of my favorite consoles of all time, and it might be my top one. So anyway, let's get this show on the road with Tomb Raider. This, I've never really cared for the Tomb Raider games, but this was such an awesome reboot. You know, it felt like Uncharted, but more brutal. Like Lara Croft just gets beat the hell up in this game. Fantastic. You couldn't ask for a better reboot. Next up is The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings. This is the enhanced edition, which comes with like a little bit of extra, like a comic book and or handbook and some other guide. I ended up getting this. I think it was $20. I haven't played it yet, but my girlfriend has, and it looked pretty interesting. I wish that they would have released The Witcher 1, though, on consoles, because that's kind of keeping me from jumping in. Next up, Cameo Elements of Power. I picked this up for like $5. It's a Rare game. It's too bad that Rare didn't get to make more games. Okay, and another thing, too, is I don't have a lot of this in order, so that's why we're just kind of jumping in. Halo 4. I pretty much have, I think, all the Halo games. I don't know if I have Halo Wars. I don't think I have Halo Wars, but every first-person shooter Halo game. And this one right here would have to be my favorite on the Xbox 360. The storyline, in my opinion, not the storyline, sorry, the gameplay of the campaign in this one is probably the best out of all of them that I've played. And like, I was really surprised with 343 Industries. So kudos to them, even though they lost a lot of them because, you know, Bungie split up between 2 different companies. One of them stayed as Bungie and made Destiny, and the other people stayed with Microsoft making the Halo games as 343 Industries, and they did a fantastic job. And this is the best looking one too. They really made it like brighter, so everything's just like radiant and so vibrant. And the multiplayer in this is my second favorite multiplayer in Halo, only Halo 2 beating it. If I spend this much time for every game, we're not going to get through this. Okay, Bully Scholarship Edition. Rockstar game. Condemned Criminal Origins, one of the launch games for the Xbox 360. Dead Rising, if I'm not mistaken, this was also a launch title or very near. Batman Arkham City. I love the Batman series. I've just recently played and beat this one. Fantastic. The storyline, having Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy as the voices, just a great third person, not beat 'em up, but just going around and doing an adventure, kind of like Tomb Raider, I guess. Rayman Origins, a nice little platformer. I kept hearing so many people that were saying that this was such a beautiful game, and so I was really looking forward to it, and I popped it in, and I was like, it's all right. I would actually say that, you know, a lot of Nintendo's 2D platformers, more so on the Wii U, not the Wii, but the any HD Mario game or a Nintendo game as a platformer looked better. It was an okay. I expected a lot more. Prototype. A really it's a really fun third-person game where you're going around and you just have like these. You kind of turn into like it reminds me of Spider-Man because you can kind of hop through the city and you're going around and you can climb walls. Eventually, you can kind of glide. You just slowly become stronger and stronger and stronger, and you get more and more abilities. At the beginning, you can jump really far, and then you just can jump further and further and eventually glide. So you just slowly see a progression of yourself. Storyline is horrible. The voice acting is just atrocious. But man, the gameplay was so fun. And I remember when I was nearing the end of the game, I think I started playing at 10 p.m. and I kept playing until 5 a.m. because I just really wanted to beat the game. And I remember one boss was so powerful, or maybe I was just a little bit jumping ahead a little bit too much. So I was underpowered, and I remember it took me 45 minutes from jumping down, attacking him, running away, gaining my health back again, and then jumping down and going back and forth. But I have really fond memories of doing that. So I loved it, even though the storyline and everything else is just garbage. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty, they make way too many games, but I generally like them, even though the campaigns are like 5 or 6 hours long. Generally, if I play them on a harder difficulty, like the hardest, it will take me a lot longer. And the multiplayer is generally really, really good. So, not my favorite of the bunch. That would probably go to Black Ops and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1. There's too many words there. The best game on the Xbox 360, in my opinion, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This changed my life. Anytime that I go back to playing it, I'm so afraid of playing it because I know that I'm going to get downright addicted and get right back into the world. It's just in my opinion, the perfect RPG. Open world, fantasy world, and you just slowly upgrade your character, go into dungeons, and all the dungeons felt so different in this game as opposed to Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Like, they had different teams working on all the different dungeons, so they all had a different feel to them. You're going up against dragons, the power that you have as a dragonborn, so using your voice as a weapon. It's just, there's so much here. And I really did like being able to transition from the third person and first person. These are more known as being first person games, but I like the option of being third person as well, and it worked better than Oblivion. So it's basically Oblivion, the perfect Oblivion version. They just improved so much on everything. Love Skyrim. And pretty much I talked about everything for Oblivion as well. Pretty cool that Patrick Stewart's in that game as a voice. Next up we have Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This is the limited special edition. It came with like a steelbook, which was really, really cool. I like that. It was an okay game. I enjoyed it. I think I never actually played the Marvel vs. Capcom games before. I played Marvel Superheroes, which is very similar. It's just that the Capcom characters were not in it. Next up is Perfect Dark Zero. This is the limited edition. It's still sealed because I picked it up for $10 and I just haven't played it yet. Call of Duty World at War. This is probably the worst Call of Duty in my opinion. The only thing that I really liked about it was Kiefer Sutherland being a voice and the zombies. The zombies was really fun, but I really didn't like the campaign or the multiplayer that much. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare had... there's a sniper mission in this game that I just loved, and I remember my dad came over, and he's not really into video games at all, and he was watching me go through and kind of like sneak around with the sniping rifle, and he was just attached, like he was glued to his seat for like an hour, and he was just like kind of telling me like, oh, okay, stop moving, like go over there. It was really cool that he got that involved into the game. Next up, Blue Dragon, which is an RPG that I picked up for $10. So I was like, oh, RPG, $10. Yep, I'm in. I'll play it eventually. And they have sequels, I think, on the Nintendo DS, and they're both very different. So this is a like maybe a turn-based RPG. There's the strategy RPG, and like they changed it up each time that they made another entry into the series. Do we have? Yes. Okay. So we have the entire BioShock series here: BioShock 1, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. I still got to beat some of these games. BioShock 1, though, when you get to the end of this and something is revealed, it is amazing. This was one of my favorite games on the console by itself, like just playing the campaign. I loved going through the first person and slowly, you go. I usually don't like having to go back into a level. Like you beat one level, you go to the next one. That's what I kind of like. I don't like having to backtrack. But in this game, I really liked it because I had to go get other items and things like that. So I really liked BioShock 1. And the ending, would you kindly? Oh, it's so good. So good. Another series that I freaking loved on the Xbox 360, Gears of War. This is the first game that I ever played. And I still remember I didn't have like an HD TV. So I was playing it on actually the TV that's right over here, but I'm not going to show you. And I was just so impressed and blown away with the graphics and the gameplay, the storyline. It was, this game's a little bit dull in the sense of the colors, but it's still, I just loved Gears of War and Gears of War 2 and 3, which we'll get to at some point here. L.A. Noire. One of the first videos that I did on my channel was an unboxing of this. And this is kind of like Grand Theft Auto with worse controls for a car, and you can't really kill anyone when you're driving around, where you play as a detective, and you kind of have to gauge what their facial reactions are to see if they're lying or not. Really inventive and different kind of gameplay for that. I wish that they would have made a sequel or another game that's similar to this, because I want more detective games where I have to gather information and try to piece things together, like following a real mystery. I really thought that was cool. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I remember out of the Modern Warfare games, this is my least favorite in terms of campaign, but I really liked the multiplayer in this. Dead Space. Red Dead Redemption. Grand Theft Auto Western style. This is awesome. And technically the ending isn't the greatest. It's very unexpected, but they prolong the game just a little bit afterwards so you get closure. And I liked that. But yeah, I love this game, and I really hope that they make another Red Dead for the Xbox One, PS4. Darksiders, haven't played this one yet, but I got the shiny version, so I'm pretty happy with that. Left 4 Dead. I think I'd probably like, this is probably my top 5. I enjoy Halo. I'm a huge fan of, but Left 4 Dead, oh my goodness, especially the first one. I have the second one here, and everyone seems to enjoy Left 4 Dead 2 more, but this one, the maps were better, and the special infected was just exactly what you needed. It felt overblown with the other ones that you had in the second one. Like, there was too many, and I didn't like them as much either, whereas anytime that was any of these special infected in this game, I was really happy and excited. My favorite would be I think it was the smoker, the one that has the giant tongue and kind of holds on to people. That was my favorite, other than the tank, of course. But yeah, awesome survival game. I don't know if you see, but my cat is kind of trying to join us at the moment. What you doing? You gonna watch too? All right. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I picked this up for $5. It would be funner if I had 4 people to play this with online or even local. It's just a very basic like dungeon crawl almost with Marvel superheroes. Halo Reach. I really enjoyed this game. It's considering the Master Chief wasn't in it. Really good. I'd probably say that was probably my second favorite Halo game after Halo 4 in terms of the campaign, and the multiplayer was really good in that too. So probably Halo 4 and then Halo Reach in terms of campaign and multiplayer for both. Halo ODST, I did not pay $49 for this. I think I got it for 20-ish. Still haven't played it. As you can see, it's still sealed. That's the only Halo first-person shooter that I haven't played yet. Halo 3, and you can see that it is the black case because I got the Legendary Edition. Halo Master Chief, you probably can't see it right now, but he's always on top there. Same thing with Skyrim, I got the Collector's Edition, and the Dragon is right on top of there. You can usually see them every once in a while in my videos, and I will do a room tour eventually, pretty soon, either at the end of this month or next month. This is perfect. Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 4 Episodes of Liberty City, the 2 expansions. A lot of people kind of don't like Grand Theft Auto 4 because it was a little bit more serious, but there's a lot of ridiculousness in this game too. And I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 4. Not as much as 5 though. 5 is damn good, but this was really cool playing it for the first time. And being like, oh my god, Grand Theft Auto 4 on the next gen at the time, playing it on the Xbox 360/PS3. Ghostbusters, the video game. This is essentially Ghostbusters 3. They got everybody to come back to do the voice acting. The cutscenes are awesome. The gameplay is actually really good. You don't play as one of the characters. You play as their new recruit. So you're kind of like just a watcher. As Callie's joining us. Hi. Are you the an Xbox 360 game too? All right, we'll keep moving along there. There you go. All right, you can sit there. So yeah, really good game. Didn't expect it to be that good, and I just love hearing all their voices too. It's was really fun. Halo Anniversary. So the remake of Halo 1. I thought that it kind of looked kind of weird, and Halo 1, after replaying it, isn't exactly my favorite. But it was all right, and it was kind of cool to go back and play. But it was really limited, the multiplayer maps that they had in this. Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One is where to go. Next up, we have Crackdown and Crackdown 2. Really fun third-person game where you kind of just jump around. My favorite part of this is playing online and just grabbing all, I think, the red orbs that they have lying around, and basically just getting your character to jump as high as you can. And there's one building that my friend Kevin from Team Beardage and I, we climbed the tallest building, and it was really fun because we had to figure out exactly where to jump. So there was a lot of precision, and it took quite a long time to get up there, but it was so rewarding when we did. So it's funny that like the storyline I had no care for, playing the game and killing all the gang members I didn't really care for. I just wanted to jump around and collect the orbs, which is rare for me. Here we have Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3. Awesome games. Once again, just like Gears of War 1, I really enjoyed them, and I cannot wait for Gears 4. Brink, which is really not the greatest game at all. It kind of, I wanted it because it was like a team-based game where you have like the medic, the assault guy, and it's a really team-based oriented game. But when you played multiplayer, you were just playing the campaign on 2 different sides. It was the exact same thing as the campaign mode, just multiplayer. So I didn't really care for that. But this is my first ever video on this channel was an unboxing of this, so that was kind of cool. And that's why I've held on to it for so long. Dishonored. Still haven't played this. It's still sealed. I know. That one I feel guilty about. Okay, there's going to be a bunch of Dragon Age games here. Dragon Age Origins Awakening. Haven't played this. I've played Dragon Age Origins, just not the expansion pack. This is mainly for my girlfriend because she's the Dragon Age player in the household. She has all the Dragon Age games, which we're going to get to eventually, and she's currently playing Inquisition, and she's like at 140 hours or something like that. Splinter Cell, Double Agent. Haven't played this yet. Still sealed. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I love wrestling, not necessarily all the games, but this one was all right, and it was the first time when I first saw the game, and I remember seeing somebody walk down the ramp during the entrance, and I saw sweat glistening from their body. I was like, this is amazing. This is where graphics are at. And I thought that was funny. That image, I think it was Shelton Benjamin walking down, and he was like, and then in Triple H too. I think they were fighting each other, and that was the match, and I thought that that was cool. I would used to play the GM mode where I would play against my brother, and I would be Raw or he would be Raw, and the other one would be SmackDown, and you'd be against each other, and you'd have to create your storylines, and it's a rivalry to see who gets the most views and stuff. Really fun. Next up, Sonic Unleashed, still sealed. Haven't played this one yet. Not jumping for joy to play it. I've heard that the regular Sonic games are good, but the werewolf ones aren't. Battlefield 3. I really enjoyed this. It was a good. This is my first Battlefield game. I think I might have played a little bit of Battlefield 2 at some point, but I enjoyed this multiplayer and the campaign. The campaign in this one was really fun. Yeah, that's enough for Callie. Next up, Batman Arkham Origins, the only Batman game that I haven't played. I beat Arkham Asylum, beat Arkham City, and beat Arkham Knight, the newest one on Xbox One, PS4. I've beaten that one as well. Haven't played this one yet because there was just too much Batman going on at the time. Batman Arkham Asylum. Now, Arkham Knight might be the best overall game, but for me, like, arguably Batman Arkham Knight is the best game. But this one, how you're limited and all the boss fights and how you just slowly progress to each next level really made me enjoy this game. I think more. It's really tough because in Batman Arkham Knight there's more to do in the game. You also have the Batmobile, which I really enjoyed in that game. But this one, I don't know, the boss fights. It just felt more Batman to me. Okay, a bunch of Assassin's Creed games here. So I've got Assassin's Creed 1, and it is the only one that I played and beat. And I have like the collector's edition, which came in. I think it was the collector's edition. It came in this, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, this is the only one that I played and beat. I enjoyed it for the time. I know that a lot of people say that it gets better after this one with Assassin's Creed 2 was a really big jump. And then I also have Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3. I do want to get back into the series. It's just, for whatever reason, it's because they keep making a new game every year. And I'm like, I don't feel like catching up. Does anybody else get like that? Okay. We're getting near to the end here. Record of Aggress Wars 0. This is the limited edition. Really different turn-based game where they have the characters are sprites, but the background is CGI. So it's really different, and it's also very sexual too. But it's a strategy RPG, and I really enjoyed it. I really want to go back to it and beat it because it was a pretty long game and I haven't beaten it yet. Dark Souls, the limited edition, and this game is frustrating, but at the same time so rewarding when you do beat stuff. I haven't played it, haven't beaten it, sorry, because I think I got this in 2011 during the fall season, and there was too many other games, and I ended up lending it to my brother, and I just haven't gotten back into it since then, and kind of afraid to do so at the same time. All right, the last pile, Fable 2. Picked this up because I loved Fable 1, but I still haven't gotten around to playing it. Or I might have popped it in just for a little bit, but I really do want to get back into this and play Fable 2 and Fable 3. And when's Fable Legends coming out? I thought it was supposed to be in like October, but apparently not. Far Cry 3, still sealed, haven't played this yet. I do want to start checking it out soon though. Enchanted Arms, one of the early RPGs on the system. Duke Nukem Forever. This game gets a lot of flack, and they gave it like 2s or 3s, and I'm like, it's not that bad. I would still give it like, I don't know, a 6, 6.5. I actually really enjoyed it. The graphics weren't the greatest, and the controls weren't the greatest, and maybe, I don't know, the cheesy dialogue wasn't. It was Duke. There was a few things that were kind of not Duke, but for the most part, I thought it was. And they kept changing up the gameplay. It wasn't your general first-person shooter, which I liked. You had to, go on exploring, and every level kind of felt differently when you were driving, or I can't remember what else you had to do in the game. But I beat it, and I was happy with it. I would love for them to make another Duke Nukem game, I guess, and do a better job than this. But I mean, considering how much development hell this has gone through, I was okay with the final product. Dragon Age 2, I have not played. That's my girlfriend once again. Saints Row 2, and this is my brother's copy. I haven't played it, but I have played Saints Row 1, which I no longer own for whatever reason. I have lost it. Okay, so next one is Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Haven't played this one yet, but I do want to check it out because it does look really fun. Especially with all the new Star Wars movies coming out. Splinter Cell Conviction. I think I ended up getting all the Splinter Cells just because they were like really cheap at one point, and they're all still sealed. So I haven't played any of the new Xbox 360 ones. Lost Odyssey, which I really look forward to. Apparently this is a really good My cat's just playing with stuff over there. Never mind her. Yeah, Lost Odyssey. A really good, apparently, RPG on the Xbox 360, and I think it is exclusive as well. But I haven't checked it out yet. Left 4 Dead 2, not as good as the first one, but still, I had a good time, and I would love for them to make a Left 4 Dead 3. I would just, not Evolve. Evolve was crap. That was not Left 4 Dead. It's the same people that made it, apparently, but Evolve is shit. Next up, Transformers, War for Cybertron. I ended up picking this game up because I thought my brother and I wanted to play a co-op game, and for some reason I thought it was co-op because it made sense, like it could be, but it's not, so I haven't played it yet. But I do. It looks awesome. I just haven't tried it out yet. Too Human, picked it up for $15. Haven't played it yet. Street Fighter 4, really enjoyed my time with this one. I think I enjoyed it more on the 3DS, the Super Street Fighter. But I really liked that, even though it's traditional that they're, sprites, I kind of liked seeing them go CGI. That was kind of cool to me. Dragon Age Origins, I have played this game. That's how we're going to end it off. All right. Dragon Age Origins, well, that makes sense at the same time. Dragon Age Origins, I have played. It's good, not really my cup of tea. And my girlfriend is the one behind us right now, and she's kind of giving me a look. But my jam is more so Skyrim. Dragon Age is her jam. I still like it, and I do want to get more into it. It's just that there's so many other games out that I'm taking my time with it, because it didn't grip me as much as I thought it would. But it's still really fun too at the same time. And last but not least, it's so strange that this is the last game that we're going to be talking about, but WWE 2K14. The only thing that I will say is that I have probably put in 200 or so hours into this game in the universe mode, because I would download characters and I would just basically create my own storylines. And for me, that's really fun. And I would watch the matches even if I wasn't playing in them. Like, if it was the Royal Rumble and I wasn't playing in the Royal Rumble, I would still watch it because it was just exciting to see where the storylines would go with who won and stuff like that. So I enjoyed this. Just so strange that this ended up being the last game I talked about. This is probably the best wrestling game, though, for the past, probably ever since, the N64 PS1 era. After that, after WCW NW Revenge, and there was another one on the N64 for WWF, and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. After that era, this is probably the best one. Still beats 2K15. And in my opinion, I haven't played 2K16, but it looks like everything was just perfect for this. And the customization, you could build your own rings, you could build your own belts, you could customize everybody. And sometimes the people that they would customize would look better than the actual character. So if you created John Cena, now I've never seen somebody create John Cena, but there was Hulk Hogan sometimes, or The Rock, or Triple H. Sometimes they would actually look better than what they created in the game. So there you go. That is my entire Xbox 360 collection. There's still 100 games that I still want to pick up, and I do want to actually go through quite a few of these that I haven't beaten yet. But I really enjoyed the Xbox 360. It just had a really good mix of games that I enjoyed, multi-platform for the controller mostly, and that more people had it. I liked Halo, Gears of War, Left 4 Dead. And at the beginning, they were kind of getting more exclusives for RPGs, which was kind of cool. But eventually they gave up on that because it just wasn't getting the Japanese market. So there you have it. The Xbox 360 is 10 years old, and that was my collection. Let me know in the comments below what your fondest memories are of the Xbox 360. For me, it'd be Halo, Gears of War for the first time, Skyrim. Skyrim alone just always is just freaking awesome. So thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in.
Beardage.